Okay. Let's go. Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Juice Manji, Big Lechuga, Big Husband Man. You're not watching The Pulse, Commute Edition. Alright, so basically, today we're going to talk about week 4, I'm losing it. Week 4 of the NFL season, which was eventful. Shit was kind of awesome. A lot of shit happened, man. A lot of things are starting to take shape a little bit. Some teams are better than we thought they were. Some teams are worse than we thought they'd be. The first team I want to talk about is the Patriots. You know, I initially had them as a good team, not a Super Bowl contender, because I didn't feel like their offense had enough juice, but I thought that they'd be better defensively. Not very good defensively, and you know, that offense is awful. Tom Brady hasn't played well, and a lot of people want to say, oh, well, you know, if Brady had adequate help, then it'd be in a different situation. Well, that's true, but he also has played poorly. You know, aside from the lack of help, he just hasn't played well. So, you know, it's a tough situation. It's atrocious football to watch at this stage, but you know, it'll be interesting to see if they make a deal. You know, there are guys that could probably be had. You know, I'm sure if they offered something decent, and I don't mean decent as in overpaying, I mean decent as in something to make it worth their while, I'm sure the Raiders would be open to trading them James Jones, probably. You know, he would make a difference. You know, it's a guy who, with deep speed and who's far better than you know, any of the outside receivers they have right now. And you pair Jones with Edelman, and hopefully Gronk, you know, doesn't look washed up. You know, in a few weeks, maybe he gets healthier. Maybe maybe the injuries have caught up with him. But Patriots, if I were a Patriots fan, I'd be concerned at this point. The Giants look much better than they did in the first 2 weeks, and you know, it'll be interesting to see them go against Atlanta. You know, I'm not sure if Atlanta's the best team they will have faced this season, but that would probably have to be Arizona. But you know, Atlanta's a solid team, so that's not, you know, that's not an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. So that'll be interesting to see how they handle that. You know, but overall, I think that you know, they kind of developed an identity a little bit. I was a little concerned with Ben McAdoo's system, West Coast system, and trying to make Eli Manning a 70% passer, because really Eli for his career has been 55%, but he gets you big plays and he throws a lot of picks. But he's a big downfield passer who throws a lot of picks. That's been Eli. You know, so I was worried that the West Coast offense would take away too much of that big play dynamic and really just not put him in the situation, you know, not allow him to do what he does. You know, he's kind of old to be trying to change him up, really. So, you know, I'm pretty pleased, though, with what I've seen out of the Giants the last 2 weeks. Getting John Beeson back this week, so maybe the defense can continue to improve. And hey, we have a shot in this NFC East. You know, Eagles are 3-1, leading the division, tied with Dallas. You know, I think we can do some things. I think it'll be good. Oh man, what else is going on? What else? Niners looking shaky in a win over Philadelphia. I still feel strongly about my 9-7 prediction, and they're 2-2 now, so they're on pace to be around where I predicted them. I still don't see them as a playoff team, especially the way Arizona and Seattle are playing. They're just two teams that are better in their own division, and the NFC is deep, so it'll be interesting to see what the Niners do. That offense still leaving a lot of points on the table, and they're still just doing a lot of undisciplined things that they haven't done in the first 3 seasons of the Harbaugh era. So, you know, I'm interested to see how that goes. If getting some of these guys back at the mid-season point, you know, guys like Bowman and Aldon Smith, if that can really bolster them, because so far they've looked pretty lackluster, and I don't know how. You know, their offensive roster is more or less complete, so I don't really know what they're going to do to fix the offense. You know, it's just really inconsistent, but I guess that's what happens. You know, Kaepernick is a really talented but an inconsistent guy. So we'll see what happens with the Niners. I'm excited for the Bengals and the Broncos to get back on the field. That's two. They both had byes this past week, and that's the two best teams in the AFC, in my opinion. And I look forward to seeing them get back out there this week. I think Bengals got the Patriots.
That's the one right there.
After a week the Patriots just had, getting just mollywopped by KC, I would not be looking forward to having to see the Bengals. You know, the offense is struggling enough, and they got to go see one of the best defenses in the AFC. Yeah, rough. Got a little baseball. Last night was that awesome playoff game between the Royals and the A's. The A's choked it away. They were up 7-4 late in the game. The last, I believe it was like in the 6th inning. They were up 7-4. Could be wrong. And you know, I tuned in the 8th. You know, when the Royals had already started to put that run together and just playing small ball, moving runners over, sacrificing, and they took it, man. It was a hell of a game, a hell of an atmosphere. I believe it had been 29 years, so it's not since the year I was born. KC won a playoff game, so good for them. I wanted Oakland to win, just being a guy with Bay Area love, unless we're talking about the San Francisco Giants. Fuck the Giants, but you know, I got love for the A's. But you know, fuck them for trading my guy Yoenis Cespedes, the Cuban homie. They traded him, and ever since then it's kind of been, season's kind of gone in the shitter for them. So you know, whatever. But yeah, it was a good game. Happy for the people of Kansas City, they get to win something. Tough sports week if you're an Oakland fan, after the Raiders got drubbed in London by the Dolphins, and then your coach gets fired, and then the A's blow this game and are out of the playoffs. Just rough. Hip hop. Let's talk that Kendrick single, man. I really like that shit. I really like that song, man. It's called I. Yes, it is a little bit reminiscent of will.i.am production and that kind of thing, with the it's got the Isley Brothers sample. But I like the record, man. But I'm a Kendrick fan. Like, I like his kind of histrionics on the mic. I like you know, I like the heavy Outkast influence. You know, if you didn't hear Outkast all over that record, then I don't know what you were listening to. But yeah, man, I like it. I like it, and I'm sure that the album will have a very diverse sound to it. I don't expect it all to be like this. I think we'll get a little bit of everything, and I think it'll be well-rounded, and I have high hopes for it. So that's about it for hip hop this week.
That's the one right there.
I watched Fuck That's Delicious today, the 5th episode. That's fantastic. Action Bronson's food show on Vice's food channel, Munchies. It's pretty fantastic. They go to New Orleans, so I suggest watching that if you haven't watched it already. Sneakers. That New Balance 998 Horween leather bespoke pack. It's 2 pairs of brown pair and then like a dark burgundy. It's the Horween leather from the Horween Tannery, which I believe is in Illinois. Really high quality pack. But with a retail price of $400, you can miss me with that. I might pay, you know, mid 200 tops or something like that. It's just, that's a luxury sneaker price for a sneaker that you probably wouldn't get wouldn't get you into some nightclubs. You know, it doesn't have that same cachet that a Balenciaga or, you know, whatever the fuck. I'm not really into those shoes, but you know, when you're just walking around the street, most people wouldn't know that you were wearing any kind of special New Balance. They just think you're wearing some college professor sneakers. But I love them. If they get reduced, which I'm very interested to see, because I'm assuming at that price point they made very few pairs, even by New Balance's standards. So it'll be interesting to see if they hit sale racks. I hope they do, in which case I will, you know, probably scoop a pair if the price drops low enough to the aforementioned range of around low 200s. Then I will cop. But I don't think that's gonna happen. My early guess is that they will have that they're not gonna drop that much. I think there are enough I'm guessing they made very little pairs, like I said earlier, and I think there are enough hardcore New Balance fans who will scoop them all up before they hit sale racks, but fingers crossed. Other sneaker news, the Lebron 12, which was slated to come out a week from Saturday, is now being pushed back because of a cosmetic defect. I know in some, I think the bottom, the hexagonal Zoom Air on the bottom has, one of the pods has the number 6 on it. LeBron's not wearing 6 anymore, he's wearing 23, maybe that's it. But I know my man IMTNCII, go check out his channel. He, on his Instagram, posted a video because he was at a shop, you know, a lot of shops already got their inventory, and like, around the ankle, the eyelet on the ankle piece, on that gray piece, is like missing something, like or the little metal like piping that around the hole, around the eyelet hole, like falls off like easily. So it's like dangling on the lace. That maybe that's it. In any case, really disheartening to hear that they're having these, you know, another issue. You know, the LeBron 11 had all kinds of issues. LeBron barely even wore the shoe on court, and now this, it just sucks. It's just a bummer. You know, I wonder why they're having so much trouble. You would think that they would go, Nike would go just to extreme lengths to not have this happen with their flagship basketball shoe. You know, you'd think they'd pull out every stop to make sure that everything went off without a hitch, especially the way things went with the 11, and it hasn't happened. It's just odd to see them not be able to put it together. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking over there at Nike basketball. This is no good. I guess this will just continue to be the year of the Kobe 9 for me. You know, Kobe typically wears his shoe. Christmas is usually the beginning of his model year, but last year it started around All-Star break, around February, for the Kobe 9. So, and I've heard rumors that the Kobe 10 is going to come out at All-Star time. You know, so they've pushed. Kobe's model year has always been different from KD's and LeBron's, where theirs is just they wear the same shoe for one season. Kobe will wear two different. It overlaps. He wears a shoe across 2 seasons. So you know, we're still going to get a lot of crazy new stuff from the Kobe line to look forward to. Especially if the LeBron line is going to be a dud. And the KD 7 is cool, but they just, same thing that plagues the LeBron shit. They just make entirely too many throwaway colorways of the LeBrons and KDs, and they do have the Kobe's too. But the thing is, with the Kobe's, most of the really bad colorways come in the summertime. I've noticed. You know, Nike does a better job telling stories and delivering the Kobe colorways by a wide margin. You know, the ones,
That's the one right
you know,
there.
they do a better job of tying in Kobe's persona of, you know, him being about precision and like you know, the whole Mamba and just work, just his intensity. They tie it into the shoe better. You know, I wish they would have more LeBron colorways that kind of told that tied into his personality. You know, I think LeBron, I think fun. You know, which is a stark contrast to Kobe. I think of Kobe as being pissed off all the time. But I think of fun. I think of a guy who's loyal to his, you know, a family man is what I think of when I think of LeBron. Not to say that Kobe isn't one, but, you know, LeBron has kids in videos and stuff, and I think of a guy who, you know, who loves where he's from. Akron, you know, and they give us such half-hearted Akron colorways. You know, why can't we get some more of the Zips, Akron Zips colorways like he had on the LeBron 7? That was an awesome colorway. You know, why can't we get something that ties into how tight he is with, you know, his group of friends? You know, I know they had the more than a game 7s. You know, I don't want more than a game, but just something that with a story to it beyond just the Summit Lake Hornet LeBron. You know, they run that one into the ground. You know, Dunkman doesn't carry the same weight it used to. South Beach won't have South Beach anymore. I just wish they could develop something dope. You know, with the Kobe line, they do something cool and then they move off of it. They do chaos for a little bit, and they didn't kill it. They did it for, you know, across 3 colorways, and then they're like, all right, cool. and then they kept it moving. You know, they did the Grinch thing, which ties into Kobe's persona. I just wish they could harness that with LeBron a little bit more. KD doesn't really have. KD's kind of boring. I don't know. What are they gonna do? Make a shoe like, I don't know, about wearing like thick frame glasses and skinny? Like, I don't know. KD's kind of boring to me. But even then, his shoe has more stories than LeBron's. You know, the Aunt Pearl. I like that they do that. You know, even his shoe has more backstory and personality than LeBron's with the colorways. But I think Nike could do a lot better with both of those lines. It's funny to me that the line that sells the least units, that being the Kobe line, is the one that seems to have the most creative thought put into the colorways. It's always been something that I found peculiar. But you know, I've had some people tell me that it's due to the fact that Kobe is more hands-on and involved than LeBron and KD. So that's pretty interesting to hear. But you know, Kobe seems to, you know, especially when you hear that, you know, when you know that LeBron is very, very, very big on his brand and becoming a global icon. Like, that's something that he aspires to do. It's odd to hear that Kobe has greater involvement and influence over his shoe line than LeBron. You know, that's a little odd to me. But hey, you know, to each their own. Well, that about does it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the support. I enjoy doing this with you guys. I like trying this from the car. I think it might be pretty cool. I think we all might enjoy it, change it up a little bit, and I think you guys can kind of get another look at my life, how I be living and shit. I'm in traffic on the 5 North on my way back home. Please subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Hit that thumbs up button. You know, it means a lot. It helps your boy quite a bit, and I just appreciate the support that you guys give. And hit me up on Twitter at JuiceManji in the comments, all that. Chop it up, talk about the topics we discussed in this video, or just anything. Just shoot the shit. I'm only a tweet away, playa. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.